I'm gonna use the NBA to keep my college program popping.
Let's not forget America is not really a country, we're a corporation.
Ooh.
Everything here is about money. Everything from our
Capitalism.
health to our safety to politics, everything is about money. So it kind of lines up if we're keeping it real.
So we gotta go back.
Okay, shalom, shalom. As always, I want to start this lesson off by giving all glory, honor, and thanks to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son for this wisdom and knowledge. That's Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash, as well as the double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, whom I learned this truth from, and a shalom to the rest of the elders in Akim around the globe, bringing this word out within sincerity, truth, and diligence. And you heard the woman on there, Miko Grimes, wife of former NFL player Brent Grimes. She was on the Gilbert Arenas podcast, and she said America's not a country, it's a corporation. And that was a straight bar. That was very wise, and she was on point. She hit it on target with that. And as a truck driver driving around various regions, cities, major cities, minor cities, small towns in America, it reminded me of this clip, because whether it's the fast food, groceries, auto services, Targets, Walmarts, electronics, no matter what it is, it's some form of corporation shoved down our throat. This whole country is just a massive corporate slave ship, and Americans are slaves to it. So let's read it and actually get this. The beloved elder of GMS Chicago, Saint Benji, he brought out a lesson about 2 months ago that capitalism equals covetousness, and that we're not missing out. And America, Babylon the Great, is built off capitalist values. That's why everyone, you can't be happy here. Everyone's miserable, because that's the values that this place sets, and it gives forth to the other countries and nations around the world to be covetous. So let's get a couple precepts on covetous in on Babylon the Great and its ways of life. Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 10 verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. The physician, which is Yahweh Shai, cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And that's what we see in Babylon the Great. There's not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. Well, who set up Babylon the Great America? Esau Edom, the most covetous man there is. It says they covet the fields and take them by violence. America was taken by violence because Esau Edom, from all the way from the tippy top to Canada down to Argentina, the Americas were taken in blood, which is covetousness by Esau. He covets his neighbor. Ecclesiasticus 14 verse 9. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. A wicked eye envieth his bread, and he is a niggard at his table. And that's capitalism. You can never have enough money. These guys is making millions upon millions, hundreds upon hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, and they always want more. They can't. Nothing will satisfy them, because they're in the spirit of covetousness, which is capitalism. And it shows you, America is the Lord made this one of the greatest kingdom that's lived, a mighty kingdom, to show the world, to when it falls, to show them, this is to show the world, this is what happens when you follow after wickedness. America has been propped up and propped up very high to have a great mighty fall. Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Babylon, talking about America, hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And that wine is philosophies. And when it says mad, the nations are angry too, but they've gone crazy. When you follow after the philosophies of Babylon the Great, one of them being capitalism, another one being feminism, it destroys the people. And this is Esau Edom. And it speaks in Revelation, the 18th chapter, on the judgment that's coming to this mighty kingdom, America. It goes deep into it, and how this place is a corporation, and how all the other nations have gotten rich by dealing with this place. They gonna be sad, they gonna be crying, they gonna take a L when they see America get bombed to desolation, get nuked off the face of the earth. This is gonna be Revelation, the 18th chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 2 and get all the way to verse 20, and I might pause in between. Starting at verse 2. And he cried with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great, America, is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And that's talking about after the nuclear missiles get shot off and wipe this place off the face of the earth. It's going to be a home of desert creatures. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And that's again talking about this place being one just giant corporate slave ship. Everywhere you go, it's a corporation. And a lot of these guys, these other nations, come here, get rich, and take those resources and riches back to their home country. But the whole time, America was established off the blood and misery of the Israelites, and everyone else done got rich off of the blood and misery of Israel, being Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the speckled birds that look like the other nations. Continuing at verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins hath reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, to her double. And that cup is talking about slavery. America was funded and built off slave ships in slavery of the Israelites. And it's gotten rich. And so just how these nations help contribute to Israel's downfall and enslavement, that cup is going to be filled double unto them. And that begins with the collapse and destruction of Babylon the Great, America. Verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Stand afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. The merchandise of gold and silver and the precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and of iron and marble. And it just keeps going on to the delicacies that come out of Babylon the Great in verse 13. But at the end, you see it says horses, chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. And once again, America was built off slavery. The slavery of who? The Lord's people, the Israelites. And now, speed it up. I'm going to advance to Revelation 18, verse 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. That torment's going to be these nuclear missiles when it touches down on America. The other nations are going to see that. And saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, in purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And quick pause, there's no nation in the world like America. Patrice O'Neal, deceased comedian Patrice O'Neal, did a joke about how Americans are arrogant, and how you can at 2 a.m. just buy a damn mattress and get it sent to your home. You know, this place is a place of leisure and delicacy, and it's made its people fat and lazy because you can get everything here. And it's everything's easy. You got your Amazons, Walmarts. Other countries don't got it like that. America's at the tip top. Verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for Yahweh hath avenged you on her. So all the hell that the Israelites caught, and starting with the 1/3 who are going to turn back, do our best, Lord willing, to turn our back from our wickedness and repent and follow in the image and ways of the Lord, in remembrance of our old ways, are going to be saved out of it. 2/3 of our people are going to die here. And it speaks on the Lord hath avenged the prophets and apostles on America. And as well as that great city, America, it says this is the land of many waters. All these other nations that done got rich off this place are going to be sorrowful because this is their golden cash cow. So once again, this is just a lesson, it reminded me going through all of these cities, no matter where you go, that this is not a country. It's just a massive corporation. It's a giant slave ship. And how it started off slave ships, those same people, Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are still enslaved to this day. And the Lord's going to avenge. So I hope this is edifying. Shalom.